All right, with 6:30, we might as well start. Are you ready?
I'm all set.
Okay. Welcome to the Carver Redevelopment Authority meeting for Tuesday, July 5th, 2022. Our chairperson is under the weather this evening and will not be attending, so, and actually even declined to attend by phone.
I know, she said
So,
that, yeah.
So we do have a quorum with 4 of our 5 members here. And I'll go right to the agenda for this evening. First up on the agenda is the Route 44 project update. Sharon did send me an email earlier today with the latest news on that. And she said that the eminent domain taking that we voted on in our last meeting will go to record on July 8th. Mr. Bott, how are you? And when she gets it, when she sees it, she'll pass it on to all of us. So, so that's where we stand on the taking of that little piece of property, that 5,000 square feet or whatever it was.
Yeah, just over.
Yeah. Next up is the DHCD design review and amendment to the URP that Sharon sent to everybody today.
Yep,
I'd like everyone, Sharon and I would like everyone to read it so that we can make a decision at our next meeting, which will be on the
first,
is it the 21st?
yeah.
Okay. What that is it's changes to the URP that was approved back in, when was that, 2011, 2010? Was it later, 2014, 15?
Yeah, but typically it just talks about the takings of the land. It doesn't have all the meat. But the big part, that's what the question I have, if you don't mind. You want us to review it, and there's a good portion of the URP, which is like so thick. And then at the very, very end is amendment type of agreement that the Route 44 signed.
Well, what you'll have to do is you'll have to look at what Sharon sent to us today.
Okay.
And find the corresponding section in the big URP.
Oh, all right, okay.
And then compare, because basically the new URP, the new design plan takes into account a lot of things that weren't even thought of
Oh, yeah.
6 or 7 years ago, as
Right.
far as how these things are, just regular commerce.
What I wanted to ask, though, at the very back, last page, says Exhibit A, another exhibit, and I don't see any of those attachments, because some of those exhibits are the zoning changes and so forth, so that was not part of us to review. I just kind of wondered why.
Well, then write that down and bring it to our next meeting, and we'll go over everything.
Okay, and the
All of
other
the
part
questions.
of that question was that already somebody has looked it over and in pink put some comments directing, so somebody's already reviewed it.
It was put together by John Smolak, and it was probably Mac
Yeah?
Lutzi who looked at it, and
Okay.
they may be his notes.
Oh, okay, because it doesn't say. And the third piece is, will our Kathleen O'Donnell be an integral part of reviewing this as well, from a legal standpoint, which I believe it should be.
Yes, she can be. I think what the plan is right now is that we had a phone call with the DHCD that Tom was on about 2 months ago, and with Maggie Schmidt. And basically, we were looking for guidance as to what had to be done to quantify what the changes in the DHCD are, to make them minor changes instead of a major change, which would require, starting the process over.
Plus, we get a whole different century than we were before.
Right. So what Maggie kind of suggested is that we, as the RDA, send her a draft of what we were looking to make changes to.
Okay.
And she would take an informal look at it and sort of give us not a yes or no, but a direction on things that she thinks might be worded more clearly, et cetera. So what we have to do at our next meeting is vote to send the draft to Maggie
Okay.
with any comments that we have, so that she can look at it and come back to us with her informal suggestions or thumbs up or thumbs down. And she's not saying yes to what the changes are, she's saying, yes, this is how we should submit it.
So I bring the same question I just asked you. Will Kathleen O'Donnell be interacting with that also, not just 5 of us? We need some legal
That's a
input as
question,
well.
yes, I'm not disagreeing with you, and I just wonder at which point the legal should happen.
Okay.
If it should happen prior to the draft being sent to Maggie, do you have any thoughts on that? Or after?
Yeah, if I may, it doesn't seem all that legal-ish at this point.
Right.
And I wanted to point out that the design guidelines we're talking about are in the urban renewal plan, pages 48 through 51. If you look at the drafts, the information we've got, it highlights that these are, the design guidelines are on page 48 through 51.
Okay. So
I've
that's,
been going through them today.
okay,
Starting last week, and just looking at them, just to get myself up to speed on what's different.
okay.
And what's been sort of plugged in.
Right, I haven't looked at, I haven't compared one to the other, I was just basically going on what John had said, but that was a little bit at this level, not in the weeds.
Well, there's
so.
no shortage of opportunities to compare.
Right.
Because I had the original on my screen.
Yeah,
I have a printout of the
right,
claim changes, and then I have a printout of the marked up version in 11 by 17, so I can go through this and make notes on it. So-
okay,
So,
very good, so that clears it up for you, or makes it easier for you to find out where to look, right?
So it's 48 to 51.
48 to 51.
I say it may not be illegal, but it might be issues where Kathleen sees something because of her vast background on other things to do with urban renewal or whatever, zoning. When we were working with Hillwood, Joanna Layton worked very closely with KP Law to make sure those various documents that we were signing, legal or otherwise, had the right information in it, or included or not included, so.
the more eyes you can get on something.
Yeah, that's just my feeling, if you don't mind.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a close look at 48 to 51.
Yeah,
Thank you.
so would you suggest if we are going to engage Kathleen to do it after the draft is sent to Maggie or before?
Likely before.
Okay, but with our comments included as well. Okay, so that would be
Okay.
the order of events. We
Okay.
would come back at our next meeting, make our comments, send a copy to Maggie and ask, to Kathleen, and ask her to take a quick look at it.
Yeah,
And then we can send that off
Maggie.
to DHCD, Maggie Schmidt at
okay.
DHCD. Because the letter with the changes to the URP has to come from us.
Yeah,
the RDA.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So, okay, I think that's it as far as Route 44. We haven't heard anything, Tom, from Attorney General
No,
on anything?
no.
Either way.
Okay.
So I just have a quick question. Attorney General, 90 days to go over that. So all the articles, he's still perusing, or they're still looking at all that?
Yes, I think that they were submitted on May 19th, and they're due on August 17th?
That would be she, by the way.
Yeah,
Oh, is she?
She's looking at it. And typically 90 days, but in the case of a couple instances, they've asked for extensions.
So from that review, that's their look at 90 days. We still have to go through an appeal process, don't we?
I don't want to get into all those particular things, but basically the appeal process is about a posting and things that they're more technical in nature. But if you hit your stops and you sent the things in you had to send in, if the Attorney General does comment on something, like some procedural issue or something to that effect, and you've got to post that, those changes for that 90-day period.
So let
Okay.
me interact because in that Maggie Smith document, Exhibit A was talking about the articles and so forth. So if it comes back within this period of time, those changes would have to be incorporated. Maggie would have to know about them also.
Well, I think the redevelopment plan speaks in broader tones
Right.
about the zoning and zoning changes. It doesn't have to do the fine mesh of Article 8, 9, 10, or.
Well, it does specifically mention, I read Maggie's thing, and it does specifically say Article 10, da-da-da-da, and then it's a summary, obviously, but then it goes to another article and has another article. So she does bring in some of these valid changes. So I'm just kind of concerned, legally, technically, here's the AR, Attorney General doing something, and this, we're kind of like, I don't know, we don't seem to have the same
So the
look.
Attorney General looks at the zoning changes.
Right.
And Maggie Schmidt at the HCD is looking at changes to the Carver redevelopment plan.
Yeah, two different things.
So the Carver redevelopment plan did not anticipate in 2016 these zoning articles for 2020. So they're on a broader
Yeah,
scale.
she does, it's kind of a summary type of thing, but she is specific to Article 10 or Article whatever it is, so she is specific
The
to it.
Attorney General is, not Maggie
Not
Schmidt.
Maggie. Maggie's with DHCD.
I realize, but Maggie, in her document, has alluded to certain articles, very specifically, Article 10, I read the whole thing.
I'm not sure I'm familiar with what you're talking about.
Oh,
So if you
well, when
got
we-
it and want to send it to me,
So, yeah, when we come back to, during my review, I'll make sure.
No,
I
you mean
copy-
of the amendments to the,
Well, she's, in her 10 pages that I printed out, she does summary, and she's talking about different things going through. She does mention changes, the town meeting, April 22nd, town meeting considered Article 10, yada, yada, and she talks a little bit about it, then she goes on. Did you read all 10 pages? I read it. I read it.
all right, you're not talking about what Sharon sent, because that's from John Smolak,
Well, that's probably what I'm talking about, that
So,
is what I'm talking about.
not Maggie.
Well, I keep mentioning Maggie, because I thought it was her.
No, it's John, this came from John Smolak, Hillwood's lawyer.
Oh.
We have to send it to Maggie when we're happy with it.
Okay, so.
So it's John's,
It does
yes.
mention
Yes.
specifically,
Well,
and it talks about it in the
Again,
exhibit in
that's-
the back, and I
again-
wanted to see where.
again,
what-
that's something that can be brought up when we discuss it
Yeah.
and before we send out our.
Very good, I'm glad
our
you
letter.
told me, because I had Maggie on my brain.
Yeah, that's, okay. All right, any other questions on that? Okay. Next up is 90 Forest Street.
Okay,
The planning board, they're in front of the planning board for a special permit still?
all done.
no.
It's all done.
It's been filed.
On 6/14,
Okay.
they received a
Okay.
special permit.
And they have, what about,
7/12, Sharon is going to be presenting
what she-
the extension.
that's
or
what she
the
wrote to me
variance.
about. Yes, let me go back and find. Yes, that's right. She's going to be at the planning board meeting on the zoning board
Zoning board on
ZBA.
7/12.
on 12th, and we don't, none of us have to go.
And the P&S has a 90-day extension. Kathleen O'Donnell was here the last meeting, presented us with the 90-day extension to September 28, 2022.
Okay. Okay. All right, so I think we're getting close to the end of 90 Forest Street, it looks like.
Hallelujah.
This isn't a meeting about 90 Forest Street.
I know.
There is not a meeting.
There should be a 90 Forest Street committee that should just meet and talk about that. Whether or not it's needed or not. Are there any other questions about 90 Forest Street?
No, that's all I want to report, unless Mr. Bott has more.
No? Okay,
Decision's been made.
okay. Topics not anticipated by the chair. Sharon did not tell me anything. She said she had nothing new
Okay,
to report
I don't have anything.
today. So, nothing for you, Pat?
Nothing.
Nothing for me either. The minutes for our 6:21 meeting were sent out earlier.
I just have a few changes.
Okay. I have a couple, but go
Okay,
ahead.
great. You want me to go ahead? It says also in attendance was Paul Kelly. It says Kathleen O'Donnell, comma, RDA counsel. She's a RDA counselor.
Well,
She's
yeah.
she's a lawyer. There's nothing a part of the RDA council. So it should be counselor?
Or counsel. It could be counsel, but it's spelled incorrectly. It's COUNSEL.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so that was one of my
So you're
things.
gonna put it counsel, not counselor? Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
Counsel.
Okay.
Council would be
Council?
more appropriate.
Counsel works better.
Okay, great. The first sentence, it says eminent domain is requested by Route 44 Development, comma. It says, should be Route 44 Development, comma, LLC. That's their title.
Okay.
And then, let me just finish here. You come down to 94th Street, Dan DeCesaro, that's how you say his name. It says last Tuesday, comma, it should say last Tuesday, comma, on 6/14, be more specific. The planning board unanimously approved the special permit. And, page 3. Kind of near the end, it says, the appeal period is 20 days. And then there's a statement with a question mark on it, and it says, we extended the P&S question mark. It should say, did we extend, not extended, but extend the P&S question mark, because Ms. O'Donnell answered, yes, it is extended. So that's how that should read. They got it?
I understand what you're saying. I think I was just
Right.
typing
Okay.
literally what they said.
Okay, so you're
Okay.
gonna change that? Okay, great. And Stephen Cole, oh, that was the question I had. I guess that's it for me, anyway, thank you.
All right. The one thing that I have is under 94th Street, Dan DeCesare. Is that how you pronounce
The
it?
Cicero.
DeCesaro? Okay, anyway, he should be listed as also in attendance,
Oh, yeah, very good, okay.
because he was here.
He was here, yeah.
Well, then everybody in the audience would always be listed as in attendance.
He spoke.
He's right in the minutes, he spoke.
Yeah, I can do that if that's what you want. That's not typically what I would do.
Well, you have Ms. Joy from Plimpton in there as well.
Yeah, I felt like she was a rep for another town. Now, that's fine if you want. That's what.
Yeah, I think we mentioned him in the minutes, so it should be, I think that just,
I
it
bel- yeah,
should be
I
there
agree,
that he
yeah.
was here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't think it's going to set any kind of a precedent. That's all I had along with council. Any
You'd
other?
have to list everybody who was here, you just short list most days.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, sometimes there's a bunch of people
I
that come.
know, but
Right,
You know, I think
Yeah.
back when.
I was making like,
Yeah.
the fact that we're not the most popular.
yes.
No
Yes.
offense.
So,
Depends on the day.
I would tell you, if you say Dan DeCesaro, common 94, potential 94 Street buyer, just to expand it so we know.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes with the amendments or corrections noted.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded to accept the minutes of June 21st as corrected. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none.
I'm going to abstain because I wasn't there.
All right, it's 3-0-1, one abstention. All right, thank you, Pat.
Actually, Roger was
I wasn't
not
there
as
either,
well.
so should I abstain too?
No, we can't approve them.
Well, Sharon's not here, that's why.
No, we can't approve them, we have to table them.
Yep.
Okay. All right, yeah, we need the three of us. Okay. So you can go ahead and make the corrections, pretty much anyway. But we'll vote on them
Next.
at our next meeting. All right, so we do not have a quorum of attendees from June 21st to make that vote. Members' notes, I don't see anything on here. Is there anything about the budget that we need to know?
The, I didn't get one out for tonight, but I'll have it out by the next day or two.
All right,
The budget everything is in good shape. We got our reimbursement from Hillwood
good.
appropriately. All bills that we have are paid, including the appraisals
Oh, good.
that we
good.
needed done.
Yeah.
They've all got their checks.
Okay,
And the only issue is that George McLaughlin needs to give us some more money,
all right.
because we're down to about $50 in that account.
Oh, on that side of the house,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
that
Sharon-
is really low.
And Sharon's gonna talk to him about, well, we just had to write, a couple of,
But for the
25
appraisals,
$2,500 worth of checks.
yeah, for the
Yeah.
appraisals.
So we're low there. Sharon knows it and is gonna speak to him.
Okay,
And he's good with it anyway, because he said that he would do that last time we talked to him.
all right, did you give Sharon a dollar figure of what you think we should?
I don't know how that
Okay.
whole,
It was always
It's-
at least 3,000, depending on, so
Yeah,
he would give us a check. Most of the time, it was 5,000, to be honest with you.
yeah, but she's gonna speak to him, and it's,
Okay.
I didn't see it, or I didn't see any evidence of, the type of reimbursement like we do with Hillwood.
It didn't happen very
I
often.
didn't see any of that, so.
Yeah.
We can if it's necessary, but I don't think so. I think Sharon-
Yeah, at this point,
Sharon will talk to him, and we'll just get another check.
Yeah,
Okay. Member notes, anybody have anything they want to add to this meeting? No. Audrey, no? Joanna, nothing?
I don't know, I've talked a lot, but no.
I have nothing. Pat, nothing?
No, nothing from me.
All right, our next meeting is on the 21st, which is a Thursday. That's correct? Is that
Yeah,
what
let
you-
me just check it, I might be wrong,
For some reason, I thought she mentioned in the email.
Yeah.
no, oh, no, I wrote down the 26th. I think the 21st is she's going in front of the zoning board.
Yeah, she says, I am planning our next meeting date for July 26th.
Okay,
26th?
Yeah.
so that's 3 weeks from tonight, which is a Tuesday.
Yeah, is
And,
it question 6:30 or 6? Will you ask her that?
well,
He said
it's
he said
easier
it
for you at
was
6:30, right?
6:30.
6:30 is easier for
Yeah,
Roger?
yeah.
And anyone else have a problem with 6:30? I
No,
don't.
I don't have a
care.
problem.
Okay, so we'll just make it 6:30. So that's Tuesday, 7/26 at 6:30. And Sharon will get a room for us.
Oh, the 21st.
Okay,
Yeah, she says 7:26 right there.
Ah, there, okay, yeah. 7:12 is when she's going for the variance, okay, all right. I had 21 on my brain, I guess, I don't know.
okay. Back to the agenda. Next meeting, we've done that, so I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Second?
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none. We are out. Thank you.